See, first of all, we have to understand that before 2005, what the IIT-JEE used to look like is very different from what it will look like in any year after 2005. So, in 2005, the JEE committee decided that they will not have anything outside the NCERTs or the CBSE syllabus. Earlier, before 2005, they used to have a lot of things which were out of NCERT, and a lot of things used to come from the BSc and the BTech first year books. Not in terms of the theory, but more in terms of the techniques in problem solving. So 70% used to be out of the school syllabus, and 30%, almost 30% used to be asked from the BSc level books. So after 2005, the JEE committee has only made papers in which 100% syllabus used to be from the school books. So the student needs to understand that now everything will be out of the NCERT only. There is no need to study any fat books, the big thick books that the people used to read before 2005. Very basic stuff from NCERT is going to be asked. Only those techniques which are written in the NCERT will be used to solve the problems in JEE 2010, JEE 2011. The students should focus completely on their NCERT. The first goal should be to score very well in the school exams. The school exams now have become a very big indication of whether you will be able to make it to the IIT or not. Before 2005, it was not like that. People used to completely leave their school studies before 2005 and only focus on the JEE preparation. Now, on the other hand, the school studies have become all the more important. You have to get you have to get a rank in the first 5 in your class wherever you are in the country. Only then can you expect to get some kind of a rank or a merit in the IIT-JEE list. Group learning is very critical when it comes to preparing for a competition exam. We have to understand that you don't get an absolute score in a competition exam. It's always relative. And this relative score is not a score but a rank. So you're finally going to be judged against a lot of other students who are writing the exam. So it's best whenever you start to prepare with a group with a healthy competition, so that you first of all get to know where you stand in that small group of people. Second, to understand what the other people are doing, and thirdly, to understand what the other people are not doing also. So I know a lot of students who like to prepare alone in their house with not too much contact with a lot of people, because they see that as a lot of disturbance. That is also okay. I mean, there is nothing wrong in studying alone, but then you have to get a feel of where you stand all the time. So if you are the kind of student, or if you're the parent of a student who likes to be aloof from everybody, you have to try to mingle with other good students. There will always be a few very good students in your school or in your nearby locality. You have to catch some good friends who sit with you. You have to take a few exams together. You have to rate yourself against some people, and then try to figure out whether you are cut out for this kind of an exam or not. So some people spend 2 years entirely alone studying for the competition exam, and then finally not making it, and then blaming it on their preparation or their school or their coaching, which is absolutely ridiculous. You have to begin with a competitive group, prepare there, and then keep figuring out whether you will be able to make it at all. And secondly, the best time to start preparing for the exam, that's the second part of the question. I believe 2 years time is definitely required to crack the IIT-JEE paper, because the entire syllabus comes from 11th and 12th class. Some people prepare for the IIT-JEE for 3 years, starting from their 10th class, some people 4 years. But I completely am against that idea. I think 2 years is sufficient. 1 year is less time. So right time to begin is right after the board exams. Parents most of the time think that their job is to just find the right institute and the right school, pay the fees, and then leave everything to the teachers. Whereas I believe that any kind of coach, may it be a coach of a cricket team or the coach of a swimming swimming person, coach is somebody who gives you direction, who does not guarantee accomplishments for the student. The coach is only there to guide the student and only be responsible for 10% of the entire 100 that is required as an input for success in any exam or in any competition. So the coaching institute only plays, or the school only plays as a 10% role in the entire preparation. The rest 90% lies with the student. Now if the parents are only worried about the 10% by paying the fees and finding the right institute, I think they are mistaken. The parent also has to spend a minimum of at least 2 or 3 hours, let's say in a week, just to sit with the child and understand his problems. The problems might not only be academic related, because that's what sometimes parents feel, that what can we do because we don't understand anything in science and maths. I am completely aware of that most of the parents do not have that much time and that much understanding of the 11th and 12th class syllabus. But what I'm saying is that apart from the academic problems, a lot of other expectation related problems and frustrations are there with the student. The student feels that if he does not make it to the IIT, then the parents are going to feel bad, or certain things like that. So the parent needs to sit with the child, reassure the child every now and then that whatever he's doing is for his own good and not because the parent is expecting it. And that will motivate the student even more and give him a better performance in any exam. See, a coaching institute required for writing the IIT exam as like IIT 2011. The right coaching institute will be the one which focuses very heavily on the CBSE part or the NCERT books, lays a lot of emphasis on preparing the child's foundation and makes sure that the child performs better in the school first. Because once the foundation is laid, only then the student will be able to answer those questions which are a little advanced, which come from 3 or 4 chapters mixed together, only after he's done with the basic preparation of the CBSE level. Most of the institutes that we now see who are big names are the ones who are cut out only for preparing the student for the advanced level problems. So a very few students only benefit from that. Majority of the students need to first understand the very basic fundamental concepts that lie in the NCERT books. So the first thing to understand about coaching institutes is whether they complete the NCERT syllabus first or the CBSE syllabus of the school first or not. Second thing to understand is that teachers everywhere are more or less the same. If the teachers were not same, if the faculty of an institute was not good, then that institute would not survive for a long time. So if that institute is there and you are going there to take admission, then it is quite well understood that the teachers will be nice. So don't lay your decision on the faculty. You will never be able to figure out whether the faculty is good or not till the time you try them out. So don't base your judgment on that. Thirdly, the results. Some people think that whichever institute has the maximum number of results would be a good institute to join, whereas results these days can be stolen, can be copied, and a lot of people are doing that here and then. You might see the IITA first ranker's photograph in the results list of one institute and in the second one and the third one. So ranks can be bought and can be fudged. So the results should not be a criteria to join an institute. The fourth thing to understand is the infrastructure of the institute is completely irrelevant in this. I personally believe that the JEE top 5 rankers, most of them have always been from small towns and from villages where there is no infrastructure. So you should not lay emphasis on things like whether the classroom has an air conditioner or not and things like that. So the first thing was the most important thing. That was finishing the school syllabus first, going along with the school studies, finishing the NCERT reading first completely, making sure that the student comes in the top 5 or the top 10 in the class, then only starting with the IIT JEE preparation. That should be looked at.